What if instead of being scared of public speaking, you would be excited about it? What would my life look like if I would make connections on a deeper level? What would my life look like if I was able to listen and to ask questions on a new level of the game? This is an exercise I like to call the coin flip. On the one hand, we have our challenge. What's difficult for us in public speaking?
It's fear of judgment.
I'm easy to get nervous.
I don't like attention. I don't like people looking at me while I'm talking. It makes me really, really nervous.
I immediately fall into survival mode. So my heart starts racing and everything becomes a blur. And I forget everything I'm going to say.
On the other side of the challenge is the opportunity. What would happen if you didn't have that challenge? What would happen if you could speak freely?
I think I would feel more free to transmit the message and the interesting things I can say. Yeah, it will be sensational.
I think it will be better to get the connection between people in the team.
So the opportunity, I think, is to be more comfortable in my own skin and to not feel judged.
It's also a relief to think I'm not alone, as I see to be like that. Really, I think a good part of a workshop like that is you go home thinking, well, I'm not the worst of the world in this.
In this workshop, I've learned how to be more clear in my message while working with clients.
I wanted to study the stage, so I signed up to an improv comedy class. For the first 3 weeks, I had a great time. But then afterwards, things started to change. I noticed that around week 3 or week 4, the teacher started to get critical of me. He started to tell me that I was a bit too much, that I should tone it down, that I should act less expressively. And coming from an Italian family, that's very repressive. So I tried following the guidelines, but it didn't feel fun anymore. So I went on and I signed up to a public speaking class. Funnily enough, the same thing happened. About 2 weeks in, people were telling me I should put more structure into my sentences, that I shouldn't use these specific words, and I should skip all of the ams and uhs. I was wondering, how am I going to find my voice if I keep on being put in these tiny little boxes? And then I had a theater teacher that was amazing. And she told me everything I did, if it came from inspiration, was perfect. That's when it clicked. Everybody has a unique personality. Everybody has unique strengths. So why not use them to bring our voice forth? Traditional public speaking says that there's one right way of doing things. But I think there are 8 billion ways. This comes with a caveat, because when you're learning public speaking, you have to discover a voice that no one ever discovered before. That's why I like to use the framework MIC, M-I-C. M stands for mindset. What's your reason for speaking in public? And what are the blockages preventing you from freely expressing? Be careful of this, dude, because the brain will try to talk you out of that decision. I stands for identity. What's your personality? What are your strengths? Let's lean on who you are so you can craft your own path. C stands for coordinates. What's your starting point, your baseline? And where do you want to get to? When you have a team that found their voice, you will get a wide array of ideas in your meetings, and you will get an army of brand ambassadors pitching your business. But most importantly, you'll create a culture of belonging, where everybody feels like they're part of something bigger. So, are you ready to flip the coin?